Maya stood in front of the abandoned mansion with her hands folded tightly together. The iron gate leaned to one side and weeds covered the path like the house was trying to hide. People in town called it the Gangster Mansion, and they said no one who entered ever stayed long. Maya did not listen to rumors because fear never paid rent or bought food. She was a single mother, and every choice she made was for survival. The house looked broken but strong, like it was waiting for someone brave. For $100, this place could change her life. That thought kept her standing there even as the wind howled. Maya lived with her young son Leo in a small rented room near the bus station. Every night she counted money while Leo slept beside her. The numbers never worked, and the landlord never waited. When she saw the auction notice on a public board, she thought it was a mistake. An abandoned mansion listed cheaper than a chair. People laughed when she asked about it and warned her to stay away. Maya listened, but still signed the papers. Hope was louder than fear. The day Maya brought Leo to the mansion, the sky was heavy and gray. Leo held her hand tightly as they walked through tall weeds. The house stood on a hill, watching them like it remembered everything. Leo asked if bad people still lived there. Maya told him the house was empty and that they would fill it with better days. The front door opened with a tired sound like it had waited years. Dust filled the air and light slipped through broken windows. Maya stepped inside first with steady steps. The hallway was wide and long with old paintings hanging uneven. A staircase curved upward like something from a storybook. The floor felt solid under her feet, which surprised her. Maya imagined a small room for Leo and a kitchen filled with warm smells. Leo ran ahead, counting doors and laughing softly. For the first time in months, Maya smiled without forcing it. This place had space and silence and possibility. She felt like the house was testing her courage. That night they slept in a small room near the entrance. Maya laid blankets on the floor and listened to Leo breathe. The house made quiet sounds like whispers and slow movements. Maya told herself it was only wood and air and time. Still she stayed awake, watching shadows move across the walls. She thought about the man who once owned this place. They said he was powerful and feared and rich. She wondered why a place like this was left behind. Morning light revealed more of the mansion. Large doors made of dark wood stood tall and heavy. Chandeliers hung above, covered in dust but unbroken. Some rooms were empty while others held covered furniture. Maya cleaned slowly while Leo explored nearby rooms. Outside neighbors gathered and watched silently. One old man warned her the house brought trouble. Maya answered that trouble never stopped her before. Later that evening Maya explored alone while Leo slept. In a quiet study she noticed a bookshelf that looked newer. The floor beneath it was scratched like it had been moved. Her heart beat faster as she pushed gently. The shelf shifted, revealing a hidden door behind it. Cold air flowed from the dark space beyond. Maya stood still, remembering every warning she heard. Curiosity pulled her forward despite the fear. A narrow staircase led down into darkness. Maya used her phone light and stepped carefully. Below was a large underground room with metal cabinets. Old crates were stacked neatly like someone planned everything. On a table lay notebooks filled with names and dates. Maya felt the weight of secrets pressing around her. This was not junk or trash left behind. This was something important and dangerous. As Maya stood there, a sound echoed from above. Heavy footsteps moved slowly across the floor. Her breath stopped and her body went still. Leo was asleep and no one else should be there. Maya turned off the light and listened. The mansion that once felt empty now felt alive. In that moment she knew buying the house changed everything. And the real story had only begun. Maya stood frozen in the dark, listening to the slow steps above. Her mind raced as she thought about Leo sleeping alone upstairs. She held the notebook close to her chest and waited. The sound stopped suddenly and silence filled the space. After a long moment she moved quietly back up the stairs. She slid the hidden door shut and pushed the shelf back. Her hands shook but her face stayed calm. Fear was something she could not afford. That night Maya did not sleep. Every sound made her sit up and listen. The house felt different now, like it was watching her. In the morning she acted normal for Leo. She made breakfast and smiled and asked about school. But her eyes kept moving to every corner. She wondered if someone knew what she had found. The thought stayed with her all day. Over the next days Maya explored more carefully. She opened cabinets and checked walls slowly. Behind a loose panel she found more papers. Some were maps with circles and lines. Others were letters written in careful words. They spoke of money moved and promises kept. Maya did not understand everything. But she knew these were not ordinary things. People in town began to notice her more. Cars slowed near the hill and strangers looked up. One afternoon a man came to the gate. He wore a clean coat and spoke politely. He asked if she planned to sell the house. Maya said the house was not for sale. The man smiled, but his eyes were cold. He said some places never truly belong to new owners. That night Maya returned to the hidden room. She wanted answers, not fear. She read more notebooks slowly. One name appeared again and again. It was the name of the gangster who owned the house. Beside it were notes about helping people quietly. Money sent to families and debts erased. Maya realized the stories were only half true. The man was feared but also powerful in another way. He controlled the streets but also protected some lives. The notebooks listed children helped and homes saved. Maya felt confused and uneasy. Why hide this under the house? Why leave it behind? She wondered if the man planned something bigger, something that never finished. Late one evening Leo asked about the basement. He said he heard sounds like whispers. Maya hugged him and said the house was old. She promised him they were safe. But inside she was not sure. That night she locked every door carefully. She placed a chair under the handle. Protection came from thinking ahead. The next day, a woman from the city office visited. She said records about the house were missing. She asked many questions about the purchase. Maya answered carefully and politely. The woman warned that powerful people once lived there. Some might want what was hidden inside. Maya felt her stomach tighten. She realized she was no longer invisible. That evening the power went out suddenly. The house fell into deep darkness. Maya grabbed a flashlight and held Leo close. From outside came the sound of a car stopping. Doors opened and voices spoke quietly. Maya told Leo to stay silent. She stood between him and the door. A mother becomes strong when she must. Through the window she saw shadows move. Someone tried the gate and then the door. But the locks held and the house stayed quiet. After a long time the car left. Maya sat on the floor shaking. She knew then that the notebooks were wanted. Not for history but for control. And she had a choice to make. As dawn broke Maya looked at Leo sleeping. She knew running would not save them. The house had chosen her for a reason. She decided to learn everything hidden there. If the past was dangerous she would face it. She would protect her son and this strange home. The mansion was no longer just shelter. It was the key to a truth that could change many lives. Maya began each morning with a plan even if fear sat beside her. She cleaned rooms slowly and watched the road from the windows. Leo sensed the tension but stayed close and quiet. She told him the house needed care and patience. At night she studied the notebooks again and again. Patterns started to appear like a hidden map. Names connected to places and places to people. The mansion was a center, not an ending. Maya found a small locked box behind a loose stone. Inside were keys wrapped in cloth and a folded letter. The letter spoke about trust and timing and responsibility. It said the truth should protect the weak, not empower the cruel. Maya read the words many times, feeling their weight. She realized the gangster planned to disappear. The records were meant to surface only when needed. And now they had found her. Strangers returned to the hill more often. Different cars, different faces, same quiet watching. Maya spoke to no one and changed her routines. She taught Leo games that stayed indoors. She kept lights low at night and listened carefully. The house seemed to respond to her presence. Old doors stopped creaking as much. The mansion felt like an ally. One afternoon, a young woman named Nora came by. She said she worked at the library downtown. Nora spoke softly and asked about old records. Maya felt unsure but invited her inside. They talked about the house and the man who owned it. Nora admitted some files were removed years ago. She believed the truth was hidden somewhere. Maya watched her closely before deciding. Maya showed Nora one notebook but not all. Nora read quietly and her face changed. She said the records could help many families. Money taken long ago could be returned. Names could be cleared and lies corrected. But powerful people would fight back. Maya thought of Leo and the future. She agreed to work together carefully. They met only during the day and kept notes hidden. Nora brought copies of public records. Maya matched them with what she had found. Together they saw how the past shaped the town. Fear kept people silent while control stayed strong. The gangster ruled with fear but also order. When he vanished, chaos followed. Others filled the space without rules. Leo asked why so many papers mattered. Maya explained that stories shape lives. Some stories hurt while others heal. She told him truth must be handled with care. Leo listened with serious eyes. He said the house felt like it wanted to help. Maya smiled, hearing wisdom from a child. Hope felt possible again. One night someone tried to enter through a side door. Maya heard the sound and moved quickly. She hid the notebooks and guided Leo to safety. The intruder left marks but nothing more. The message was clear and frightening. Time was running out. Maya decided the truth must leave the house. Keeping it hidden was no longer safe. Nora arranged a meeting with a trusted reporter. They chose a public place filled with light. Maya brought copies, not originals. She spoke calmly while her heart raced. The reporter listened and asked careful questions. He understood the danger and promised protection. The story would take time and care. But once released, it could not be buried. As days passed, tension grew across town. Whispers spread and old names resurfaced. Some people thanked Maya quietly. Others warned her to stop digging. She stayed focused and steady. The house felt lighter somehow. Like a burden was lifting from its walls. The past was finally moving forward. Maya stood on the hill one evening watching sunset. Leo played nearby, laughing freely. She felt fear still but also strength. The mansion behind her held fewer secrets now. Part of the truth had escaped into the world. The rest would follow soon. Whatever came next, she would face it standing. Because this story was no longer just about survival. The town changed slowly as the story began to spread. People who once stayed silent now spoke in careful voices. Old shop owners shared memories they kept hidden for years. Families checked records and found lost connections. Maya watched from the hill as cars stopped more often. Some came with gratitude, others with questions. She stayed calm and answered only what was safe. The mansion no longer felt heavy with secrets. Nora worked quietly with the reporter every day. They verified names and matched timelines patiently. Each detail mattered because truth demanded care. Maya kept the originals hidden deep inside the house. She trusted no one fully but trusted the process. Leo helped by organizing copied pages in folders. He treated the work like a game with purpose. Maya saw pride growing in his eyes. Not everyone welcomed the truth with open arms. A few powerful figures pushed back quietly. Permits were delayed and inspections increased. Letters arrived warning Maya to stop. She read them once and set them aside. Fear knocked but did not enter. She reminded herself why she began. Protecting Leo always came first. One evening a community meeting was announced. The town hall filled faster than expected. Maya stood at the back holding Leo close. The reporter spoke clearly about the findings. He shared how money was moved and lives affected. Faces in the crowd showed shock and relief. Some cried, others nodded in understanding. The past finally had a voice. After the meeting, people approached Maya gently. A woman thanked her for saving her family long ago. An old man admitted he stayed silent out of fear. Maya listened more than she spoke. She realized the gangster story was not simple. Fear and help had lived side by side. The truth carried many layers. Understanding took patience. Back at the mansion, Maya felt a calm she never knew. The house creaked softly like a tired friend. Leo slept peacefully without whispers or worry. Maya walked through the halls, touching the walls. She felt gratitude for shelter and strength. The mansion had given her more than space. It gave her purpose and courage. A future rooted in honesty. Nora arrived one morning with hopeful news. Legal steps were beginning to return stolen money. Families would receive support after many years. The records were doing what they were meant to do. Maya felt tears rise but stayed steady. This was not victory but healing. The weight on her chest lifted slightly. Justice moved slowly but surely. The town started to change its view of the mansion. Children played near the hill without fear. Neighbors waved instead of whispering. The house became a symbol of truth. Maya opened the gates during the day. She let light fill rooms once closed. The past did not disappear, but it no longer ruled. One afternoon a city official visited again. This time the tone was respectful and open. He spoke about restoring the property properly. He asked if Maya wished to keep living there. She looked at Leo before answering. This house was their home now. Not because of its size, but because they earned it. As weeks passed, Maya felt stronger inside. Fear no longer guided her steps. She trusted her instincts and the truth. The mansion stood tall against the sky. No longer abandoned or feared. It held a story shared with the world. One chapter remained unfinished. And Maya knew it would demand courage again. The final change came quietly, not with noise or fear. Maya woke one morning to sunlight filling the hallway. The house felt warm and steady, like it accepted peace. Leo ate breakfast laughing and talking about school. The hill outside was alive with normal sounds. Birds, cars, voices from the road below. The mansion no longer held its breath. It finally felt like a true home. Maya decided to open one room to the community. It became a small space for records and stories. People came with photos, letters, and memories. They shared without shame or fear. Maya listened and helped organize everything. The past slowly found its place. Not hidden, not forgotten. Just understood. Nora continued her work quietly but proudly. The reporter published the final story with care. Names were cleared and help reached families. No drama, no chaos, just truth. Maya watched from a distance, staying private. She did not want praise or attention. Her reward was safety and stability. For herself and her child. Leo changed the most in small ways. He slept better and smiled more freely. He told his mother the house felt kind now. He invited friends without fear of stories. Laughter filled rooms once silent. Maya realized children sense peace before adults. The mansion healed as they healed. Together they grew stronger. One evening Maya returned to the hidden room. She looked at the empty shelves and tables. The notebooks were gone, placed where they belonged. She felt no fear standing there anymore. Only respect for the past. She closed the hidden door gently. Not to hide truth, but because its work was done. The town slowly forgot the old name. People called it the Hill House or simply home. It became a landmark of honesty. Maya never corrected anyone. She focused on living simply. Working, saving, building a future. The house no longer defined her. Her choices did. Years later Maya sat on the steps watching sunset. Leo stood taller beside her, full of confidence. They talked about school dreams and plans. The past felt distant but meaningful. Maya knew survival brought her here. But courage kept her standing. The mansion was never the miracle. She was. Sometimes visitors asked about the price. $100 sounded impossible. Maya smiled and said it cost much more. It demanded bravery, patience, and truth. The house gave nothing freely. It tested her heart first. What she earned could not be taken. That was the real value. On quiet nights Maya felt grateful. Not for wealth or attention, but for peace earned through honesty. The abandoned mansion, once feared by all, now held light, laughter, and safety. A single mother changed its story. By refusing to run and choosing truth, the mansion stood strong against the sky. No longer a symbol of fear, but proof that courage can rewrite fate. Maya closed the gate each night calmly, knowing nothing waited in the dark. Only a future built with care. What she found inside changed everyone. Most of all, it changed her.